Hi, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter. I'm your host, Molly G, back at y'all another episode of Running With You. And today we got to run about Charleston White, man. Apparently, Charleston White they went off on the interviewer, and I guess they having a disagreement on, why rappers, are violent to one another. And I think Charleston White has a different opinion, but the interviewer's opinion is, he blaming it on the white man. Let's go ahead on and get right into it, man, without further ado and see what they talking about. We can't blame the white man on everything, but let's see.
In the world, have you ever seen a nigga hung from a tree? When you show up to my record label with your killing nigga music, I ain't behind what you wrote.
The white man is for sure.
You wrote them before you got here.
And you just gave $1 million for it.
But you wrote it.
You know, we obviously blame the rapper, but we ignore who's behind the rapper.
And nobody.
It's the white man.
Nah, you goddamn lie.
No, it's the white man.
No. Listen, when you show up to my record label with your killing nigga music, I ain't behind what you wrote.
The white man is for sure.
You wrote them before you got here.
And you just gave $1 million for it.
But you wrote it. But listen, listen, brother. I'm a businessman.
Right.
I ain't got nothing to do with what you wrote. You wrote the lyrics talking about killing your neighbor.
But you didn't tell me, no, this is what you're supposed to be writing. You said, I'm going to give you $1 million for this.
Brother, but listen.
So you encouraged it.
No, I didn't.
With the utmost dollar amount.
No, I didn't. I'm a businessman, and I'm about business. Because when you stop rapping this, and I get a Nas X, and he can rap gay, I'm going to sign him too. And you showed up with these gay killer lyrics, brother. I ain't got nothing to do with what's in your mind and what you want to project. I just know your destruction makes money. You came to provide y'all destruction, and it's gonna benefit me and my family. Why would I turn you down? Do you turn down the pregnant drug addict who's trying to buy crack from you, brother? What about the girl who may look underage and selling? Do you turn her down? What about your homeboy's woman who's in a compromised state and you can fuck her and she come to you? Do you turn her down? So you want me to turn you down, and I can make trillions off your ignorance. You're not bringing me nothing positive that I can promote to Disney. I can make you richer than you can ever be if you wrote me some Disney lyrics. Hey, if you just want to be like Nick Cannon, I could make you a star forever. But you want to be a star just for a small time, so you write gangster lyrics because you don't want to live long. Your mind wrote these lyrics. All of that hate that you're professing, I didn't whisper that in your ear. I didn't pick your mother and your father when they made it, and your dad left your mom, to go the chick. I didn't have nothing to do with that, guy. Why are you blaming me as a white man? I got a record label, brother. We just want to sell records to your people. And if we don't have these records to sell to your people, how will your people make music? Your people don't have record labels. How will they make music if it wasn't for us?
No.
So you want to blame me? I'm getting you out of the ghetto. Now that you're out of the ghetto, you're still writing these lyrics.
That's called manipulation. That's what that is.
Now that you're out of the ghetto.
That's manipulation at its finest.
Brother, now that you're out of the ghetto, you got $100 million. Why are you still trying to?
Okay, let's go ahead and break this down. I understand both sides, and this is the Charleston White that I think a lot of people liked, when, he could call out the hypocrisies within the culture. And I can understand your boy point of view because the labels are the one that's, saying, hey, this is the method, y'all. If y'all could do this, we're going to get you signed. A lot of people going viral because of this. A lot of people are, changing their lives because of this. This is the best and easiest way. Because as you can see, the people who are speaking the positive stuff, they're not going nowhere. And also, Charleston White is another example of this. He was doing a lot of positive stuff before he came to the internet. But then as soon as he came to the internet and he was talking positive for a while with nobody listening. But as soon as he started saying wild stuff, people started taking an open ear to him. So Charleston White is kind of being hypocritical in his own right because that was his whole claim to fame. Now, I do believe, back in the day, a lot of the labels, they were signing actual talent. You had to have a barrier of entry of talent to get in. And they wasn't talking about, it's so much of drill music back then. It was, uh, you know, it was gangster content back then. If a dude, mess with me, I'll do this type of music. But at the same time, it wasn't directly towards, specific individuals and individuals that pass. That's the difference. And just going overly out of realm, disrespectful. That was the difference. But at the end of the day, I do think it was destruction in our community. But a lot of stuff is destruction in our community. So much stuff is damn near everything you could think of that could be destructive to a community. The black community has it within their community, and not only that, we glorify. We call you a real nigga if you are doing said destructive things. But if you're not doing said destructive things, you won't be called a real nigga or praised. And that's the problem. A lot of people say, oh, well, where the female rappers at? We only got Cardi B. We only got Young Miami. We only got Meg Thee Stallion. All they rap about is they pussy. All they rap about is, vulgar stuff, dealing with sex and getting money out of a man. And everybody say they do got some good rappers. Y'all just not listening to them. A lot of people always bring this argument up, and I always hear a woman by the name of Rhapsody. But I've never heard a Rhapsody song because it's never on the end. It's never going viral on the internet. It's never going viral on TikTok with a TikTok challenge. It's never in the clubs. It's never on the radios. And I heard she has actual skills. When it comes to dude rappers, I heard Larry June good. He makes some player type of music. He made some music that you can ride to, you could jam, and it's nothing vulgar about his music or degenerate or on some drill stuff. I don't really listen to him, but I peeped him out and he seemed like a West Coast type of currency. Probably just a little bit more lyrical. But other than that, these guys are out here, but they're not on the radio. All of the degenerate stuff, all the, the clown stuff is on the radio. I ain't gonna say clown stuff, but all the stuff that's just, the typical stereotypes of our culture is on the radio.
He ain't got 100 million. He got 100,000.
Why don't you I started my
right?
I started my record.
Right?
I started my record label.
Right?
You're right, but I started my record label with 20,000. Why can't you start yours? You got $100,000 with 1 million followers, sir.
Wow.
Hold on. Listen. Why can't you start your record label with yours when they started Black Wall Street with less than $100,000? And you have more resources now.
It ain't that easy, right?
It is that easy.
It ain't that easy.
Charleston White done touched $1 million talking on the internet without a record label. How can you do that?
Let me tell you why.
Charleston White don't have a machine.
I'm gonna tell you why.
And he's shadow banned. He's not signing nobody, and his people hate him. He don't sell records. How can he do that?
I can tell you why.
How?
I can tell you why.
How?
It's the miseducation, like we stated earlier in our interview. Okay. So if these young guys not knowing that, right, these young niggas, they outside, they hustling, they trying to do whatever it is they can do to get back.
Who miseducated these
guys? Artists?
Yeah,
the young guy that's trying to come up and become an artist?
Yeah, who miseducated?
Who miseducated them?
Yeah.
The public school system that they grew up in.
Well, why didn't their parents educate them? The parents
were miseducated.
Well, okay. Well, how is the parents getting miseducated? And you guys
let's not act like parents, the title parents supposed to mean know-it-all.
My mama, listen,
a lot of these parents were 14, 15, 16 years old.
My mama had, my brother at 15 had me at 17.
Exactly,
My mama didn't graduate from high school, but she was one of the most educated women I know. That's why I'm educated.
Okay.
I had a private tutor, even though my mama was uneducated.
Okay.
Our ancestors couldn't read or write. They was very uneducated. That woman made sure we went to school and paid attention. She made sure we valued education. with her miseducated, uneducated ass. No high school diploma, but this woman made it out of poverty, and we was walking on marble floors, nigga, ordering our Christmas gifts out the Neiman Marcus catalog in 81. How? And she a teenage mother. Mama on dope, granddaddy abandoned her. How?
No excuses, huh?
Come on, my nigga. Couldn't read. How that learn how to read? And you niggas got all the excuses in the world. Have you ever seen a nigga hung from a tree? Nah, what excuse you got, my nigga? How they go miseducate us with the kind of people we had? Our mothers near became whores. Our daddies never became weak niggas who didn't value education. We come from a home life who mama like playing in a pussy, watching Days of Our Lives, whooping ass, and didn't give a damn if you learned how to read. White boy didn't have nothing to do with that. Your mama's determination, the white boy ain't got nothing to do with that. Mama.
One thing I know about Charleston White, he always brings stuff to himself, you know, when he's debating someone in his experience. But when somebody does that, he always says, see, you bring it to yourself. I'm talking about in general. That's that manipulation tactic that he like to use, you know, because just because his mama made it do like that, somebody else mama was under some more extreme harsh conditions, you know, and who knows what his mama was doing to get by to have all that going on. You know, he said he never seen a man in his house, but who knows what his mama was doing, you know. But I will say this. I will say right now, you know, it is still a lot of systematic racism. I will say right now, it is a lot of messed up things within the economy. But at the same time, it is a lot of resources. It is the internet at your advantage. It is a lot of knowledge in books. It is a lot of knowledge online. Like we can, you know, apply ourselves and have effort in doing something with our lives more than ever before. But it goes back to them Willie Lynch letters all the way back in them times. And they systematically planned that so we could be, you know, still prisoners to this day in mindset. You know, some of us gonna be free and some of us not. It just is what it is. Now, I hope one day that our community could just push forward and, you know, we thrive in a lot of different type of stuff and we don't glorify certain stuff that we glorify now. Will that be soon? I highly doubt it. You know, but I want to know what y'all think down in the comment section below, man. You agree with the interviewer? You agree with Charleston? Do you miss this Charleston because he changed so much? Let me know what y'all think. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you not subscribed, what you waiting on? Until next time, I'm out.